It's interesting when you look at the Bucks, and it's not me Debbie Downing. I'm going to give you a 1-8. That's their record that the opponents they're facing. They face a Jaguars team or a Texans team. They just got beat by the Jaguars, that Houston team is horrible on the offensive side of the ball. The Atlanta Falcons got one win this year, and they look terrible today. And then you have the Jets, who are over 3, who are one of the worst teams in the NFL. So it's hard to tell with the Bucks because you're playing the bottom dwellers. They're only missing the Dolphins in there. So they're going to get tested next week. I don't want to poo-poo. They are 3-0, but it's like a college team playing 3 cupcakes in a sense.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beardzone Sports Talk. My name is David. I got Carlos with me, and we have some games to cover this week. Carlos, your Dolphins are 0-3, looking like one of the worst teams in the NFL, if not the worst. On the flip side, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers are giving me a heart attack every week, but we're 3-0. So we're going to get into all of that, especially the Dolphins-Bucks games. We're also going to touch on a couple other games. Colts are 3-0. That was crazy. Michael Penix Jr. got benched today for Kirk Cousins. What the hell does that mean moving forward? We got a lot to touch. We got a lot to talk about. And we are also going to be introducing our new segment, the Sunday Studs and the Sunday Duds. So we will talk about the guys who outperformed themselves and the guys who just straight up disappointed us this week. So stay tuned, grab the popcorn, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's get into this. Carlos, I wasn't optimistic for you guys on Thursday night against the Buffalo Bills. I don't think a lot of people were. But to say that I don't know if they did better than I thought they were going to do, but it was one thing for sure. This offense is 100% predictable. It's super easy to defend because you really only go through like maybe 3 or 4 plays, and it seems like that's the entire game plan. The defense, on the other hand, I feel like the defense misses tackles a whole lot. They aren't getting the pressure like they were hoping to get, and I don't know. I don't know if it's time to just go ahead and fire McDaniel and, rip the Band-Aid off at this point. I don't know if that's what you're feeling as a Dolphins fan, but what did you expect Thursday? And did they do better than you thought, or is this the performance that you were expecting?
They outperformed everything that I thought they were going to do. I had them getting blown out by 20 plus, kind of like what the Bills did to the Jets. So, I had it for them to make it competitive. I didn't see that coming. But it still comes down, you're right, the play calling. And I get it. I get they're running a handful of plays just out of different formations, but good Lord. I said it last week. There has to be a better play than the Pee Wee football play we run. Get it to the fastest guy on the field and throw it out to him and see what happens. I don't know if A-Chain will finish the year. The guy is getting beat up out there. He's not a big guy, but they got to do something to stretch the field. I would rather see them to a throw, a 55-yard interception, but at least we're stretching the field to open it up later. At least you got to keep the defenses honest. It's when they see A-Chain slip out, he gets attention right away. So it's not effective. They gotta think of something else.
Yeah. Yeah, and it really is, just, hey, give it to Tyreek Hill, give it to, A-Chan, and just see what happens. 12 carries, 62 yards. He averages 5 yards a carry. He's a good running back, and that's the thing. You want this guy to stay healthy because he's very productive in this offense, but I think it starts at the quarterback, Carlos. I don't think Tua is the guy. I just don't think he is. And I know that there's a lot of Dolphins fans out there that want him to be the guy. I also know that there's a lot of Dolphins fans out there that want to see him go. but I just don't think that he is the guy, and I definitely don't think that Mike McDaniel is the leader that this team needs right now. We've talked about it before. He's like the fun uncle, like I feel like that there's no leadership. And some of the stuff that he's been saying in the press conference, I mean, he completely was just like, yes, you call out, you have accountability with your players, but when you're 0-3 and you're looking as bad as this, I feel like you have more accountability behind the closed door versus out there in the media eye. But to sit there and to kind of call out your quarterback the way that he did, I mean, that's just not taking any ownership in my eyes. And I just don't think that maybe the locker room, you can start to see the locker room kind of dismantle from the inside out, I feel like. And that is where it starts, which sucks because there's a lot of talented players on this team. There really are.
But I mean, he lost the locker room 2 years ago. I mean, he's never really had it. He's got players in there that come with baggage. I mean, even Ramsey, the stuff coming out, he was terrible in practice, didn't want to practice, and just cancer in the locker room. Tyreek's a huge distraction. I mean, I don't think I think it's more of the culture that they built, and McDaniel's a fun-loving guy. It's just he's just not the. I mean, they can have fun, but man, there's like I say there isn't any. I don't know how he does the accountability. Maybe we're missing something. Maybe there's things that are open and two is missing. I know one thing, they don't address the offensive line at some point. It's going to be hard for them. So I just don't know. I think at this point it's kind of a team effort. But the fish always thinks from the head down, and you got to start there. I just don't think they make the right moves in the off season. I don't think the defensive coach is the right guy. There's not too many defenses that are stacked from the front to the back. So there's always some kind of a weakness. But if your strong suit's the front, then do something to help the back end. Like there's got to be something that complements it. But I don't know. They're in a. I think their next game, they've got some winnable games coming up that they, when we look beginning of the season, we thought, okay, they'll win these games. These are checkmark games. But we're gonna find out. Like he'll either, if they don't get that spark they're looking for, he'll lose the team immediately. I mean, he'll lose it more. I mean, it'll be gone, and then they can just go from there. They'll get an intern coach, and then they'll really die out, and then they'll have a nice top 5 pick. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Their backs are definitely against the wall. They look better against the Bills, who are really good. And man, we'll see. It'll be them and the Jets fighting for the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, both of them, are 0-3, so it's definitely a race to the finish line there. I mean, it's still early in the season. You could put some wins together here over the next few weeks and start to build momentum. But Carlos, for a Miami fan, McDaniel, it seems like McDaniels is going to be out this year, unless if they have some like great turnaround and they finish the season, 9, 10, 11 plus games. I mean, but starting 0-3, it just seems like that this locker room just isn't there anymore. I don't foresee McDaniel being there after this year. Is there a guy out there that, maybe you've seen his name a couple of times as a potential head coach? And who is that? Who would you like to see on the sideline there in Miami?
There's only one guy that I think I feel if that opportunity is there that they bring in, he's right now wasting time in college. Bring him in. It's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is a pro coach. He's not a college coach. This whole UNC thing is going to fail miserably for him, and he doesn't want to go out and recruit. He doesn't want that. He is an NFL coach, and that itch will need to be scratched. And if you're going to go after a guy who's not going to put up with stuff. Let him go get his staff that he wants, and we'll see what happens. I mean, he's gonna command respect, you would think, unless he is just going through the motions as well. But he's the first one that comes to mind.
Bill Belichick obviously is out there. Everyone's going to continue to talk about him since he did show interest in, coming back to the sideline. I don't know how the UNC thing is going to turn out. It's not been great so far. I think you're right. I think he belongs on the sideline of a pro team. That's just the way that he coaches. That's just the way he does. That's who Bill Belichick is, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking about someone who is actually in your division, and they actually just faced up against him, and that's the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills, Joe Brady.
No,
Maybe give him a shot. Why don't you want to see Joe Brady on the sideline?
He's already done it, and he failed. Joe Brady's an offensive coordinator, and let's be honest, with Josh Allen at the helm, it doesn't take a lot. I mean, they've got an A+ offensive line, and you've got arguably the best football player in football, quarterback in that team. It doesn't take much. I'm not a big Joe Brady fan. I don't think he's the guy. I don't. He's just another. Yeah. It's just. I don't. I mean, the Dolphins are going to do what they do. They're going to find a new GM because Greer will be gone, and then they can figure out that salary cap and how do you get rid of Tua if you're going to find somebody else to replace him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some guys are more coordinators. They always have a shot at a head coach if you're a really good coordinator, and sometimes it just doesn't turn out because of the things that come across your desk as a head coach versus when you're an offensive or defensive coordinator. It's a lot different. So, but let's go ahead and let's move on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're 3-0, man, and they're winning and ugly. Disappointed in maybe the performance. I felt like maybe we should have had, we should have held on to the big lead there with the Jets, but the Jets were able to rally back. That first touchdown there in the fourth quarter, I almost felt like the defense was just, I don't know if they were gassed or if they just, I don't know what it was, if they lost that fire, but Tyrod Taylor and the Jets were able to move the ball really easily down the field there in the fourth quarter, score that touchdown, make it a a 2-possession. It was still a 2-possession game. It was a 10-point game at that point. And then, that defense started to step up, man. Quentin Williams is an absolute nightmare up the middle. I mean, good luck running the ball up the middle against anybody. And with the way that this offensive line, first of all, I'm glad that they cleaned it up because the first drive was very hard to watch. I mean, I think they had like 5 or 6 holding penalties within the first drive. And I'm like, holy crap. But I mean, you have to think, Tristan Wirfs is out. You have Luke Gadecki is out. You have Cody Mock is out. You have Graham Barton, who is in his sophomore year. He's out at left tackle. He usually plays center, right? And then you had, oh man, I forgot the guy, Hegley, I think his name is, or something like that, number 72. Right guard for the Bucs, and he was causing the majority of the issues there. But they cleaned it up. They kind of got that's I guess out of the way, out of their system, I guess. But Quentin Williams then had his way up the middle, and Bucky Irving definitely slowed down. Still had a productive day. I mean, not really. 25 carries for 66 yards. I mean, only 2.6 yards a carry. That's definitely not a Bucky Irving kind of day. Baker Mayfield, he was, pressured a lot there. He had to make some plays with his legs, which we know that Baker can do. But man, Carlos, they're 3-0, and I can't complain, and I'm not going to, because last year and the years before, these were the games that we weren't winning. These close, tight games, right? Where it came down to the final drive, they weren't winning the game. They weren't closing it out. But some way, somehow, Baker Mayfield gets into a rhythm, gets the ball into a position to where this team can win. And they end up winning the game, and they've done so for the past 3 straight weeks. They had the Philadelphia Eagles next week. It's gonna be their toughest matchup so far this year. But 3-0, man, I'll take it any day of the week.
It's interesting. When you look at the Bucs, and it's not me Debbie Downing. I'm gonna give you a 1-4 8. That's their record that the opponents they're facing. They face a Jaguars team or a Texans team that just got beat by the Jaguars, who that
Yeah.
Houston team is horrible on the offensive side of the ball. The Atlanta Falcons got 1 win this year, and they look terrible today. And then you have the Jets, who are over 3, who are one of the worst teams in the NFL. So it's hard to tell with the Bucs because you're playing the bottom dwellers. They're only missing the Dolphins in there. So they're going to get tested next week. I don't want to put two. They are 3-0, but it is it's like a college team playing 3 cupcakes in a sense. Early, those teams are bad, and you got a backup quarterback for the Jets. So it's going to be interesting when they get Philly, who today looked good. The passing game came back. AJ Brown is back, so it's going to be, and they're going to be facing a good offensive line, but that offensive line for the Eagles took a hit today with Lane Johnson. But the Bucs took a huge hit today from the old guy, and hamstrings linger, and he plays through a lot. But not seeing him come back in a game that's tight is a little concerning with Evans. I have to see where he's at for next week because I don't think Godwin's ready. But I don't foresee if you're going to go against the Eagles and it's just a backup, you're going to need more than that from that offense.
Yeah, I mean, Sterling Shepard stepped up big today, but it's going to be against the Philadelphia Eagles. That defense is, light years better than the, New York Jets defense. Not to say that the Jets don't have talent on there, but let's also not forget that it's like Evans went down with that hamstring, and man, as soon as he made that cut, and then he just pulled up and he just walked right off the sideline. He didn't even sit down with the trainer over there. He went straight back to the locker room, and the trainer just followed because he knows what it is. I think everyone knows what it is. It's that hamstring that has been lingering with him for the past 5 years or so.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy still gets it done. He usually misses a couple of games, but it's never good. This Bucs team is banged up, man. I mean, their front offensive line, 3 of their starters are out and they're on their offensive line. They're down to their rookie wide receiver to be their number 1 guy because Chris Godwin isn't going to be ready to come back, I don't think, until like week 5 or 6.
And even then,
Tristan Wirfs. Yeah, I mean, even then, what do you get? Like, I mean, what kind of game speed is he going to be at? You have Bucky Irving, but we saw today without an offensive line to help him. I mean, it's hard to do anything about it. And next week, like you said, with the Philadelphia Eagles, that team is gonna plug up the middle. That team is gonna be hard to run against. It's gonna be a measuring stick game for the Bucs. Not maybe a true measuring stick because they're not healthy 100%. So I will give them the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think that they can continue to play the way that they are playing against these bottom dwellers and get good results long term. They got a few games here now over the next few weeks. We have the Philadelphia Eagles, then we have the Seattle Seahawks, who, I mean, they're not horrible.
No, they look good though.
Yeah.
Like they look good.
And then
today.
you have the 49ers, who it's another team that's kind of banged up, there as well. But then I think we have
the Lions.
Yeah, and then we have the Lions, and then I think it's a bye week, and then Patriots, Bills, Rams, and it's like, geez, man, the next from this week all the way until like week 10 or 11, it's games that are against much better teams than what we've played here in the first quarter, except for the Saints. The Saints are somewhere in there, and we don't really care about them. But
well, you start hitting those playoff teams now. So these are the teams because even San Francisco is 3-0. So with Leia back, their defense is starting to get it together, and they're starting to see that old 49ers defense, and they'll eventually get healthy. I mean, Jennings will heal up, Ayuk will get back, and Kittle, he'll be back at some point. He might be back for that Bucs game. See how he heals up.
But can we talk about Emeka Ibuka really quick, man? This kid is the real deal. I mean, he's the real deal, man. He made some big time catches in big time moments. I love this guy. I'll be the first to tell you, I was screaming at the TV saying, why the heck did we get him? But there were some there the rookies of this team are stepping up. Parrish made a couple of huge tackles. He got a sack here, that rookie corner. Benjamin Morrison had a few very both of those corners on the outside, very sure tacklers, and that is huge when you're speaking secondary guys. Tyke Smith, I mean, he continues to make plays on that defense. It's always good to see Winfield running around back there. Yaya Diaby, Hassan Riddick are starting to get more pressure off the edges, which is what we wanted to see from them. So I mean, the defense is looking good. Again, I don't that first touchdown in the fourth quarter, man, just something felt off. It almost felt like that they were just kind of giving up. Not to say that they were giving up, but it felt too easy for the Jets, compared to the rest of the game. So
Yeah.
But
I don't know what that defense looks like, though. I mean, they've played very bad offenses, so it's tough to gauge them where they're at. I mean, it's tough. I mean, as much as I like Tyrod Taylor, it's Tyrod Taylor, and that Jamel Dean interception really was just a bad throw that was way late, and Garrett Wilson stopping at the first down marker instead of coming back to the ball more. So Dean, hey, he got it, he ran it back. It's just definitely the Bucs are going to find out where they're at in this pecking order over the next 4 weeks, but they do need to get healthier on the offensive line. So, isn't Wirfs coming back in like a week or two? He's got to be getting close.
They're saying, I think, week 5. So I think we're still a couple weeks removed from him getting back. Now, if he wants to come back next week against the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm 100% okay with
that. That line's going to get tested heavily for the Bucs coming up with Carter, Davis, those two guys, man. I saw them lined up for the end of their game. I'm sure we'll touch on it, but when I saw them lined up together when it was the Rams trying the field goal, I literally looked over to my wife and go, "Watch this." And sure enough, they blocked the kick. I'm like, those two guys together are just animal.
Well, I mean, let's talk about a block kick, man. There was a lot of block kicks today, one including in that Bucs game, which almost lost them the game. He jumped over the line, got that block kicked, ran it in for the touchdown. But that wasn't the only thing. But then again, it was so funny because then that's exactly what happened with the Bucs. They got out there because of the block kick. They went out and they drove down the field. Baker made plays with his feet. He threw the ball to his safety valve Abuka there now, and they did what they had to do at the end of the day. I will take a win, and like I said, because they are coming up in this stretch now with the next few weeks that are going to be tougher games, I'll take it. I'll take more in that win column as the season progresses. So, but to stick on the block field goal, you just mentioned it. Philadelphia, man, I thought they were going to lose this game with the Los Angeles Rams. Without a shadow of a doubt, I was like, holy crap, the Rams are coming in here and making a statement because remember last year this was a playoff rematch. But
yeah.
Philadelphia, man, they rallied back. Like you said earlier, AJ Brown was able to, get his groove back. 6 catches, 109 yards for a touchdown. Devontae Smith, he ended up getting a touchdown. And then you got Dallas Goedert in the mix there as well. Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Saquon had a little bit of a rougher day. Not a day that we typically see from Saquon Barkley. But man, big time block there at the end of the game from Jordan Davis, and then the fact that he returned it, man, to see him running down the field, man, get that guy some oxygen, man, because that was insane. But Philadelphia rallied back. That's what good teams do. They win these kind of games, and especially against a team of the Los Angeles Rams caliber.
Yeah.
They're no team to sleep on. But they're now 2-1. Philadelphia Eagles are 3-0, and they face Tampa next week. They might be moving to 4-0, but we will see. I still have hope in Tampa, but we'll see. But Philadelphia 3-0, man. And now that AJ Brown's starting to get his rhythm back, this team might be on a roll now.
They are. I think the Lane Johnson thing hurts. We'll see what happens with him if he's able to come back. I will be starting Jalen Hurts against the Bucks. I feel like it's yeah. I think they're gonna have a good day. So yeah, I mean those that Davis and Carter, man. Before that field goal gets blocked, they show them two together right next to the what would be the guard and the tackle, and they're hitting each other and they're communicating. That is the best thing. They're communicating. Hey, you do that. I'm going to do that. And but they're doing it right there in their 3-point stance with the guys in front of them. And I'm like, those guys have to be like, oh shit. Like they're telling us what they're about to do, and I don't think we can stop it. They're just yeah, they're two beasts in that middle. But I thought the Rams did a good job of running the ball. Kyron Williams had a good day.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua just keeps doing easy. I think he's leading the league in receptions. And at our draft, some guy told me, Devontae Adams is going to have. I'm like, no, Puka's the number one there. But Kyron Williams almost 100 yards today, 4.7 average. That's got to be encouraging for the Bucks for next week. And really, Puka just doing Puka things, man. That guy, man, 11 catches, 112 yards. Like, is he never not open? I never see the guy ever covered. And when he is, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, this guy catches everything.
No, Puka, man, he's definitely the number one guy there. Devontae Adams is probably loving it because Puka still gets all the attention, and then he still gets all the targets. So it's just, because he's still open. I mean, the guy is an absolute stud. We need to start talking about Puka being up there in the top as far as best wide receivers right now active in the league. I mean, the guy is...
He's on a crazy pace right now. Like
the guy is crazy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 29 catches through 3 games. I mean, at this route, he's going to have 145 catches. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The rate he's going, and I don't know if it stops. And he's not like getting 5-yard passes. I mean, almost 12 yards a catch. So crazy.
Yeah, but the Philadelphia Eagles are 3-0. Rams are 2-1. So definitely, probably 2 playoff teams that we're looking at right there. But let's go to another playoff team. I thought for sure that this team was going to be a Super Bowl contender, but I don't know about after today because they got beat by the Cleveland Browns, and that's the Green Bay Packers. What the actual hell happened here? I have no idea. Josh Jacobs, 16 carries, 30 yards. Jordan Love held to 183 passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I mean, what was this? First of all, this game was weird. I mean, just defensive. It was just sloppy, ugly. It wasn't. Yeah. No one really got into a good rhythm the entire game. But the Cleveland Browns ended up blocking the field goal to win this game there in Cleveland to get their first win of the game against Green Bay. Like I want to know who had money on the Browns today. I really do. Someone had to.
Someone did. Yeah. I
mean, someone cashed out big today.
I don't know what the point spread was, but somebody did. There was people out there that did, especially if it's in a weird parlay. Somebody really cashed out. It was this screamed Cleveland Browns football. Just hard nosed, sloppy. Jacobs fumbles. Jordan Love. But Cleveland still got a good defense. Like
they do.
I was talking with somebody today. If you had to have a team, would you rather have a high-powered offense and that defense is, or that defense is like, let's get it, and then you're the opposite way on offense? I said I would take the defense all day because we saw this with the Dolphins already. Dolphins were put up 70 on Denver a couple years back, and they didn't even score 70 points this year. So being a part of that, but that defense is good. Like, it's really, really good. And that'll keep them in games. But I feel like they got that shot of life they're looking for. And Keyshawn Johnson finally got his first NFL game. He did really well today. Got a touchdown, 94 yards. I think he averaged like 6 yards a carry. He looked good today. That's going to be a back that they needed that can catch and run the ball.
Did you say Keyshawn Johnson?
Judkins. My bad.
I was like,
Judkins.
dude, I went back, man. I had like a flashback of when
Oh man,
Keyshawn
I
was
love
in Tampa.
Keyshawn.
I was like,
Keyshawn was
whoa.
a great trash actor. I mean,
He was, man. He was
yeah.
awesome. He was
And,
awesome.
and he was the lead guy today. He got all the carries but one.
He
But
did.
and they just got to figure out their passing game. Like, I don't know. They got to figure it out. I don't know if Flacco's that guy, but this kind of reminds me of, you know, they're not going to win a Super Bowl. I don't want preferences, right? They remind me of the Ravens team when they won the Super Bowl. They had Dilfer, who's, I think Flacco's as good as Dilfer right now. But they ran the ball really well, and they had a lights-out defense. This preference again, this team is not going to the playoffs at all. The offense is bad, but
enjoy this victory, Cleveland. Enjoy this victory.
Yeah,
yes,
and they needed it. Cleveland needs in dire need, but this defense is good enough to keep them in a lot of football games. And if they get the momentum, they'll cause some problems.
It is.
Sure.
Well, they got after Jordan Love. They got him 5 times. So, I mean, good on them for them. This is the craziest part. So, third down efficiency for the Cleveland Browns was 4 of 13. And they still won the game. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. But Green Bay, man, 14 penalties. That's huge. I mean, you can't. That's a lot of penalties to try and overcome. And then when you're getting sacked 5 times, and I know that there was a lot more pressure there on Jordan Love to get him off the game, especially when they took out really their offense, which is Josh Jacobs. Yeah. Josh Jacobs is a consistent guy there. Their wide receivers are still, young, talented, but, young. And Jordan Love likes to spread the ball out a lot. So it's not like one guy. There's no Puka on this team. That is for sure. But yeah, Carlos, I mentioned it earlier. I'm excited about this new segment. I want to go ahead and let's dive right into the brand new segment, Sundays, Studs and Duds. Carlos, we're going to start off with the studs of the week. So these are the guys that, hey man, they were studs this week. They overachieved what we thought, or they did exactly what we thought they were going to do. And who do you have as your Sunday stud player of the week?
Oh, man, I'm thinking about this because my stud isn't a player. We have it, but I can't ignore the Minnesota Vikings defense.
I knew you were going to pick them.
2 touchdowns today from Isaiah Rodgers. Just since he didn't know it hit him. I get Josh Browning's the quarterback, but he's not the worst quarterback. And they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown. I thought this game would be more of a better game because you have Carson Wentz with Minnesota. But yeah, wow, nobody saw that coming. And everybody that has Minnesota on your bench for your fantasy football team, you're like, And if you started them, good for you.
I got 35 points from them today, so I am very happy.
Yeah.
I am like you said, 2 touchdowns, 5 forced fumbles, 3 of those recovered. 2 interceptions, which were those touchdowns, and I think they got to the quarterback 5 times. So I was very happy. No, they got to the quarterback 4 times. Man, I knew that you were going to pick this. But yeah,
you can't ignore it.
You have to. You have to. You can't ignore it. I mean, they were they were a stud today, the entire defense of the Minnesota Vikings. So hats off to you for winning the Sunday stud of the week for Mr. Carlos. Carlos, my player, I got to talk about this guy and this team. That's Jonathan Taylor. 17 carries, 102 yards, and 3 touchdowns to help the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts with Daniel Jones go to 3-0 for the year. The Indianapolis Colts are on a roll right now, and Jonathan Taylor definitely showed up today. I mean, 6 yards a carry, finding the end zone 3 times. He also had 3 catches out of the backfield for about 16 yards, so nothing too crazy there. But the guy, man, I mean, sometimes you forget about him because he's in Indianapolis and, maybe not the biggest market, but Jonathan Taylor showed up today, and the Indianapolis Colts are 3-0.
3-0, man. Indiana Jones. No more Danny Dimes. It's Indiana Jones and the quest for wins.
Indiana Jones and the Quest for Wins. I absolutely love that.
Like
That's awesome.
ridiculous. Did you see? Like I forget who Derrick Henry did this 2 years ago, where he's running, he's got the ball in his left, and he just stiff arms this guy
Yeah.
3 rows up. Taylor did that to Snead today, and I was just like, oh boy, that's rough.
Yeah.
You're on ESPN tonight, Snead, and
Oh,
not
yeah.
for your great defense.
He
But
might be getting the Angry Runner of the Week this
my
week, too, with some
God,
of those runs.
he planted him on that run. But
Yeah, so but
Taylor looks
Jonathan
good.
Taylor, Sunday stud of the week here for David. Carlos, let's go to the other side, which is the Sunday dud. And this is the guy, or maybe the group of guys. We're an equal opportunist over here at the Beardzone. So we're the group of guys who just did not perform the way that you were hoping for today. Who was that for you today?
Well, I've got a couple here. We talked about one, but I'm going to go with Penix, man. Very disappointing, and to get pulled. And I understand why they pulled him for Cousins. You just got to get him out of the game, and just it only could get worse in the quicksand. But he did not look good today. To get goose egg by the Carolina Panthers is not good, but Penix just was not good today. I think his rating was like a 40 today. I mean, I could get a 35. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Very, yeah. But the good news, Cousins wasn't any better, so.
Yeah, so it's not like Cousins came in there and lit it up for him.
Oh, man.
Carlos, what does this do now for the Falcons?
I think
do you move forward with Penix still?
Yeah, they're going to move forward. You just pull him out of that game. I mean, he was 18 of 36, 72 yards. He only averaged 4.8 yards a carry or a pass, which is it's mind-boggling to me. I didn't realize I could be that low, but they just weren't able. He just looked really out of sync, and you got Bijan. You thought it was something, but I think they stick with him. I think they did the right thing. Just pull him. Let's, hey, get that memory like a goldfish. Forget about it, and let's move on to next week. Hopefully, but I don't know if Cousins. I mean, Cousins wasn't much better. He was 5 of 7 for 29 yards. I mean, not good either. So.
I don't know, man. I just when I saw that he got benched and Kirk Cousins came in, I'm like, I mean, this is week 3. Like, it's not like it's not like you're out there and this is like week 6 or something. I mean, this is week 3, and now you're flip flopping. Hey, look, as a Bucs fan, I'm okay with it because that means that they don't know what the hell they're doing, and really they're the only threat to the NFC South. So
well, they needed this win for Atlanta. Their schedule coming up could be 3 losses in a row. They got the Bills, 49ers, and the Commanders. The Commanders they look good today, even with Mariota. They really needed this win for them. It gets tough for them, and not to put up 3 points on Carolina. Yeah, not good.
No, not good at all. Not good at all. Well, Michael Penix, congratulations for being the Beardzone's very first Sunday dud of the week. Carlos, my dud of the week is another quarterback who didn't have the best game against the Chicago Bears there at Soldier Field, and that's Dak Prescott. I mean, 251 yards, okay, yeah, I'll take it. He only incompleted 9 passes. But he missed some throws, and the throws that he missed were really ugly. And then he threw 2 interceptions. Where
one was bad. The one in the end zone was bad.
Was really bad. And really, that was the interception that took away pretty much all the momentum for the Dallas Cowboys. Because they're kind of early on in the game, it was kind of like a back and forth, who's going to, take off with it. But in the second half, Dallas Cowboys were absolutely flat-footed, man. This team did not do anything. They just didn't look good overall. So I have Dak Prescott being my Sunday dud of the week here.
You know what's crazy about them? They look so good week 1. We were raving about their defense. I mean, the back end shut down A.J. Brown. And ever since then, Russell Wilson lights him up. Caleb Williams just lit him up again for 3-4 touchdowns. Like, man, what happened? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know what happened, but that defense is Boy, I don't know.
I don't know what happened either. And it was crazy because I was actually going up against someone who had Caleb Williams, and I was in the lead in my fantasy. And I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like, it's Caleb. You know, he's not so much. Will say Caleb Williams was a honorable mention for my Sunday stud.
Yeah, he was mine too.
But I thought that I figured that you were either going to do him or the Minnesota Vikings defense, and my number one guy was Jonathan Taylor, so I went with my guy.
Yeah.
But Caleb Williams, 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dude, this is the Caleb Williams that we wanted with Ben Johnson. Like, if he can do this every week, look out.
It's coming.
Look out.
And Scooter will hate it. It is coming. I mean, Ben, I think it's going to take time. And he's more athletic than Jared Goff, and I think you're going to see it coming. And I feel like the more time they get in that confidence that they're starting to build, him and Adunze got it. I mean, the connection is good.
They're solid, man.
Yeah,
they are very solid. So let us know down there in the comment section who your studs and duds are for the week. We would love to hear. We would love to hear why you would disagree with us, but we'll just delete your comment because we have the power to. So suck it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we love the trash talk. We love to do all of that. More segments to come as this NFL season progresses. We will be back on Wednesday talking about college football, and then we will have a sneak peek of the of this week's. Ooh, yeah, Miami. Hey, 2 weeks, sir. In 2 weeks, me and you are enemies. 2 weeks. Hey, let's just hope they blow the whistle. We'll talk about that on Wednesday, though. So, but join us on Wednesday to talk all things college football. We'll also be talking about, we'll also have our NFL on Friday, so be sure to look forward to that. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we're here at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. You can check us out. Follow us on all of our social medias. You can find all of our links down there in the description below. And until Wednesday.